Jeez. Okay, we're up on Twitch. YouTube. I see myself on YouTube. Okay, we're good. Okay. Okay. So, yesterday, what did I work on yesterday? What did I do? Oh, I was doing I finished the food stuff. I finished, the colonists can now find and eat food. And, I had some time last night off stream, and I went ahead and sketched out, rough coded out some, entity location chunking logic, which actually ended up being far simpler than I had envisioned. It was actually super simple, and it seems to work fine. Actually, I've written this little collision trace function that just checks the location of entities, essentially, to do a collision trace. Doesn't actually do a collision, just mocks it out, but it's able to query the chunks that the entities are in such that it does not, it doesn't iterate over more entities than it needs to, essentially. My chunks are 3,000 in size. Maybe I kind of want to, like, hang on, draw debug box. Yeah, let's draw a debug box. Let's actually see some of these in action. What parameters here? Extent, yeah, it's just chunk size. Next is color, color. Let's do different colors actually. Let's just make like a little bool for like if I found a hit in this chunk. Okay, so if we found a hit in this chunk, we're going to draw it red, otherwise green. Persistent lines, lifetime, we'll just do 10 seconds. Let's see these chunks. And I've updated my Blizzard ability to work with it, so we're going to be spawning a bunch of entities here. Ah, nuts. Okay, pause. Maybe I shouldn't do 10 seconds. Let's just do just do 1 second for now. I can pause it if I need to. Oh, it's a little bit easier to see. Okay, a little laggy at first. Because we're spawning in. We're spawning a bunch in. Okay. Oh, it's a little hotspot right here. These boxes are quite tall. Do I have halved the size? Because these do not seem... Then there's the... race, and I guess we're about to get it. Why didn't it draw? Hang on. It should be drawing lines. Be drawing lines. How many hits we got here? Empty. Empty. Am I really hitting nothing right now? Yeah, I'm hitting nothing. Oh, I got some hits there, of course. Okay. Oh, they're persistent. They're not. I gotta set it to false. Oops. Change all these to false. Just want to see my chunks. Okay, loading. We're loading. We're spawning 1,000 entities right now. Okay. We should have gotten a hit there. I feel like I'm not drawing the line to the hit location properly, and also the extents of these boxes. I think the extents need to be half of what they are, actually. Because it's like an extent is from the center, right? Let's also see what the fuck is happening with the it's like it's drawing this sphere just fine, but it should be drawing these lines. I want it to draw the line to the thing that it hit. It's empty. It's empty. But it's so hard when they move around, right? I mean, the ability is working properly. Look at that icicle, it's crazy looking. Oh, I'm doing hits? What is hits? Oh. Why did I put hits here? That's why. Okay, it should be out hits. Okay. Now we should be drawing our lines properly. And I even put like a little I have my own little struct for my collision hits here. Now out hits should have things, yeah. We have 2 entities in here. Wow, the entity is invalid. What? Oh, I never populate the entity. That's an issue. Oh, this is the, it's because this is the player part. We're also doing players there. Entity equals entity. Okay, now that should be populated as well. Crazy that was still working. Okay, so now we should be drawing things. Yeah, okay. We did draw things. Locations seem a bit off. I guess it's kind of hard to see. Because it's like it includes the old ones. Definitely seems to be working though. Gotta regen some mana before I can cast another blizzard. And there we go. Okay. Get this crowd over here. Okay. Wait, how much damage did I do? Because I saw like 3 there. I think my Yeah, I'm only seeing one. That guy. But I think maybe my floating text actor is a little strange. Now the here are my chunks so far that I'm querying. So because I hit in because the location that I'm tracing for is in this square, it's querying this square and all the ones around it, all the chunks around it. Now it's not doing Z, but that'll be a second pass is when I handle the Z potential backed chunks as well. What is that guy doing? Why are these guys all stretched? Huh. Uh-oh. Something's wrong with my textures here. My textures, my materials. But it's interesting that it's marking this one as red. Are they in the right chunks? So I have a processor running in the background, like moving the entities to the right chunk structs for me to query later. Yeah, I mean, it seems to be working. I don't know why the debug box. If it found a hit in this chunk, it should color it red. Interesting. The trace is doing the right location. Yeah, the numbers showing up are a little in 9.8. It's doing a lot of damage. Hang on. Of course, I can't see that. Okay, we're dealing damage to 5 different actors right now, so it's actually not correct. Okay. Actually, oh, there's a guy right there. Of course, I can't move around in the editor when I'm breakpointed. There we go. I see him. He's got the effect on him. That guy got hit as well. Good God, look how bad they look. What happened to my animations? I did bake some new ones. Oh, and this guy is... Wait, oh, that's me. That's me. I was like, what the hell is that guy doing? So interesting that it's drawing the line traces properly. Let's restart that. I get some mana back. Wait, why did I not hit that breakpoint? What? For what? Hit entities within radius. I'm literally calling this function. What do you want? What more do you want from me? How am I not hitting that breakpoint? That's insane. Okay, now I'm hitting it. I think. No? Or no, I hit this. Did I hit anyone wrong? Man, all my static mesh anims look so bad now. What did I do to mess that up? Okay, so I mean, I'm trying to figure out if this trace is working correctly. That breakpoint is not getting hit, which is weird. Did it draw the box? Did it draw my boxes? Maybe? Am I not like... Do I not have the latest code ran or something? Is that why it's not breakpointing? Okay, so here's my chunks. For those just tuning in, like what I'm working on now is like it's for querying entities based on location. And so I built like this little background processor that splits the world up into chunks, and then essentially what it does is it just looks at all the entities in the background, and it just kind of moves the entities into the struct for the chunk that it resides in. And then when I can do a when I want to do like a collision trace or something, I'll say collision in quotes here, something like this, then I can only query the entities in these chunks, because the location I'm querying is in this center chunk. So it's going to check this chunk and then every chunk around it, and it's going to iterate over all the entities in all of these chunks to determine which ones that it hit. And I'm doing this rather than using collision because some of these guys are green. That means they're actors. They would have collision on them. They would have some, and they would be, you know, pretty fine for that. But these static meshes that right now look horrible, ignore that. If I add collision to the static mesh, it's an instant static mesh, vertex animated, then the performance is just god-awful. It is absolutely horrible. So I'm trying to get around that, essentially. And I still want to have collision-based abilities, some at least. So that's what I'm doing here with this little chunking system. It's actually quite simple. And so all these other entities, and there's even more out here that aren't rendered. There's 1,000 of them, so this trace will be a lot cheaper. And I could even split this grid up smaller if I wanted to. I guess it would kind of depend on the radius of what I would... I did 3,000 because that's going to be around the max range for my abilities. So I think... if you get 3,000 for the current chunk, right? Like maybe you get right on the edge of this, and you check the next chunk, you know. If something's maybe 4,000 is what I'll move it up to. And then I can even do some like quadrant based things. I could split the chunks up even further, you know. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. And it's returning a hit over here, which is not correct. I think of what may be the cause of that. Also, what is the cause of this breakpoint not getting hit? Okay, we hit that. Continue. We hit that. Go after the loop. We hit that. Okay. What are our hits now? We have 8 hits. Look at our locations here for a second. They're all in like the negative 1000s. Yeah, they all seem to be. Yeah, they all seem to be relatively in the same location. It's fine. We hit that. Okay, yeah, I guess I just didn't run live coding or something. That's why the breakpoint wasn't getting hit. We have 8 hits there. I killed them all. They're all dead. Okay, let's figure out why we're getting some in the wrong location. Let me make sure, and I may need to refactor this a little bit. I'm relying on previous location, and I already had this set up. I have this transform data, which has previous location, or previous transform, current transform. And I should probably, let's do this. Transform. And this way I can make sure that previous transform always gets updated. And just for convenience, let's also make a update location as well, because that's going to be like the most common thing I do. New location. Okay, so pre-transform dot set location to transform dot get location, then transform dot set location to new location. Okay. So let's use these functions anywhere we update this transform. 42 usages. Now I just want the updates. Here we go. Transform data, transform set location. So this will be, yeah, so I'm not actually changing the pre-transform. Where am I doing that? Hang on, let me check. Transform. Oh, I'm just doing it in a single spot. Okay. Is this okay, actually? Okay, so this processor, what this is doing right now is it's checking the velocity every frame. Well, velocity based on if the previous transform and current transform are different, and then it sets the previous transform. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, this should be fine then. I think this should be fine, because like anywhere that transform is getting updated, I mean, this should be running. I mean, I feel like this should be okay. So is it this logic that's wrong then? You know what I kind of want to do? We'll test this. We'll test this. For each. For each entity in here. Let's just do some debug drawing on it. Draw a debug capsule. And we're just going to do this on the chunk that we're querying. Half height, that's not exactly what I happen to know what the half height is, so. What is this supposed to be? Rotation, okay. Okay, so let's do some debug drawing. Let's make them blue. Do some debug drawing there on every entity in the chunk that is being queried. Agreed. We have to rebuild here. And we'll see if they all lie within the bounds. The answer is probably going to be no. But at least we'll confirm whether this works or not. And if it all looks dandy, then awesome. I mean, what would the logic be? Because the logic's pretty simple here. Iterate over entities. They don't have transform data. Ignore them. Get the previous transform, current transform, previous location, current location, and do a grid snap on it to get the previous chunk location, current chunk location, new chunk, find or add, and that way, you know, if it doesn't exist yet, it'll make it exist. Oh, we don't add this chunk. Oh no, yeah we do, because it's find or add. Never mind. We set the center to chunk location. If it already exists, that just sets it equal to what it already is equal to. If it doesn't, it initializes it properly. New chunk. Entities, add entities. So entities is a set, so we don't need to check if it's already in there or anything. But then after that, we check if it's different than the previous chunk location, and then we find the previous chunk and remove it in that chunk. I mean, that logic seems fine. We'll find out that it isn't, in fact, fine. Okay, get them all spawned in. Okay, now we're good. Okay, so we do... This guy is not in that chunk. That guy is like right on the fucking edge, isn't he? That guy might have just not been updated yet. The previous transform. Now I'm actually kind of wondering, is my box not correct? Is my drawn box not correct? They should be 3000 by 3000 by 3000. And it didn't draw it as red as well. I wonder if that's just because all the surrounding ones are overlapping it. Do one more thing here with the debug draw trace for this. Yeah, there's like a thickness as well. Depth priority. Okay. I think we'll change. I don't know what I want that to be. Depth priority. We found a hiddenness chunk. Thickness. Make it one bigger than the other one. Make sure it shows up. It seems mostly right. It's just I don't know. I don't know if it's just off a little bit, or because like let me look at how I'm drawing this. I am drawing it at the chunk location center. Do I need to grid snap this? I shouldn't need to, because if I'm just adding and subtracting chunk size from it, it should be all I need to do. Not hitting this chunk red, otherwise green. Give me another hit here. Give me another hit. How long am I drawing the capsules for? Lifetime is just 1, so I got 1 second. There's another trace. Now it's going to be a little messier. It still didn't draw to, did I run live coding? I don't know. I think I did. Okay, that should have... yeah, it's still not drawing any of the boxes as red. Oh, they were so faint. Okay, I think I made them even skinnier. On accident. 5 and 10? Okay, I saw something flash red. Am I crazy? Yeah, it's still not drawing any of the boxes as red. Oh, do I need to reset? Oh, that's probably the issue. I need to reset this, don't I? What does the blueprint look like for that? Does that not get, like, cleared by the blueprint? I feel like that might have actually been the issue. Now, as for these not being, like, perfect. Now this guy got added. I could draw those capsules a little better. Add 90 there. Okay, let's restart. Get a fresh trace here. Okay, we're spawning. Then I hit someone. Interesting where it's drawing the... Oh, I just added 90 to a vector. Right, yeah, that's why it's all off. I just wanted to add... location equals blah, 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 blah. Location... We just wanted to add it to Z, not to... Okay, let's try it again. One more time. One more time. I'm gonna restart that as well. Okay, just give me, I want one guy. Okay, there's apparently a guy right there. Or no, this is multiple frames. I need to, I wish it would only show it until the next one. The next, blizzard blast hit or whatever. Makes it, I have to be like really quick on the draw to pause it so I don't get like 2 collisions worth of traces. Okay, well, it didn't hit anyone there. Okay, so it didn't include that guy. But it did include some of these. Yeah, it's like slightly off. And I wonder if it's just the... I mean, most of these are okay. Most of these are good. Right? Most of these look exactly where they should be. I mean, honestly, every one that it draws looks like it's perfect. But it's like it also includes this guy in there. Okay. If previous chunk location not equal to the current chunk location. I feel like this, maybe I'm not removing ones that I need to be removing. Because this guy's way out of there. Oh, is this guy? Is there like a there's some sort of like initialization issue here or something? Okay, so the first time this goes through, it'll add it to the chunk location. Prev chunk location is probably just going to be the same. I think it gets initialized to the same when they spawn. So nothing should happen there. That shouldn't happen. Even if it does, it wouldn't have been added to previous chunks, so remove would do nothing. And then if it does change location, it's just, you know, every frame, it's just adding it to the same chunk that it's already in. If it doesn't change, if it does change, it should remove it if there is one. And what if there's not one? Then if there's not a chunk that already exists, then it wouldn't have added it. I kind of want to iterate over every single entity and make sure it's not in multiple chunks. That would be a quick and easy way to tell if I'm wrong. Don't tell me why. It is working for the most part, though. Give me... I just need someone... There you go. You two. Did get 2 hits there, it seems. I didn't pause it in time, so those ones are slightly off. It doesn't seem to, it doesn't seem to be missing any. Gormon Gaming, hello. Are you in 5.5? I am indeed. 551. It definitely messed some things up for me that I had to go back and fix. Okay, so let's put a breakpoint in here. I want to check each frame. I should be getting 2 each frame. 2. 2. 2. Okay. I think we're probably good there. Well, why did I still get... Would I have gotten 2 then? Okay, now I'm getting 1. Okay, that's correct. That's correct. Okay. Yeah, let's run some auditing code. Have you messed with landscapes? No, I have not. I have actually never touched the Unreal Engine landscapes. Funny as that sounds. Seems like they changed the layer blending, like weight blends. Yeah, I know 5.5 broke a lot of things. For me and for others. I only use procedural terrain. So the only way I interact with terrain is through my own system. Via procedural meshes. So yeah, I've literally never touched the Unreal Engine landscape tools. Yeah, what code do I want to write here? I want to essentially make sure chunks chunk. I want to iterate over all the entities in here and make sure I've been using ChatGPT for the new 5.5 because it seems so much has changed. Is that what is the latest that ChatGPT is trained on? I would think that 5.5 is too recent for ChatGPT's training data. I would have thought that the training data for ChatGPT is older. If it works, it works. Yeah, so I think what I want to do here is I want to come up with a number. Entities in chunks count. And then entities in chunks count plus equals chunk dot entities num dot value dot entities num. Yeah. Then I will log. More, please. There we go. ChatGPT can do today's search results now, so it's very updated. Ah, yeah, that'll work. That'll do it. Okay, let's see if those two numbers are different. I'll also read to you everything it said instead of you having to read. Yeah, Gemini just came out with their Flash 2.0 and it has like everything, right? Like you can talk to it can talk to you, you can share your screen, you can share your webcam, you can ask it questions about what it sees and shit like that. Yeah, they're getting crazy, and the Gemini one is fucking free, which is insane. The models are getting crazy today. Okay, let's see. Do any of yeah. There's some duplicates. There's some duplicates, as I presumed. Interesting. It starts off equal. Oh yeah, we're constantly adding entities. Okay, why? Entities is a set, so it should be unique. Oh, it'll draw pictures of the nodes in Unreal Engine. That's pretty cool. Are they good? Like, do they look real, or are they like kind of like still shitty AI ones? Yeah, so we're duplicating entities And that, I mean, this is a set, so it has to be because they're added in multiple chunks. That has to be the reason why. How could that happen? I mean, I suppose... I mean, do I need to iterate over the rest of the chunks and remove it? I feel like I shouldn't need to do that. Looks as if someone was actually working on Unreal and gave a screenshot. Very good now. Nice. And the nodes all exist? Guess that's the next part. Yeah, how could this be duplicating entities across trims? I guess I could add a little fragment for what chunk the entity is in. Would I ever need to know that? Would I just put that on transform data? We don't need this necessarily. I'm gonna guess what happens is that previous chunk location gets changed multiple times without this getting hit. I guess that would be why, right? Because then it would get added. I don't actually know why. For each chunk. Just, I guess, we'll try this just to see if this fixes it. Put this up here. Comment this out. Okay, so now we're just going to remove the entity from every chunk it exists in. We're not going to rely on the previous transform at all. It still seems to be adding more than it needs to. Run that back. Fresh start. Yeah, it's still adding more entities. Yeah, you set up a landscape auto material. Nice. Yeah, I have a landscape auto material for my procedural terrain chunks as well. Chunk.value.entities.none. And I kind of follow, it seems to follow the same cadence. And we're removing it from every chunk that exists. I mean, I guess what I could do is just, maybe I should just clear, I could just clear the chunks map. Empty. Yeah, just empty it. Then I wouldn't need to do that. Empty it every frame. Now it's working. Wait, why didn't my code work? Or chunk in chunks. Oh, it wasn't, it wasn't by reference, that was the issue. Maybe that was the issue here as well. Does find not give you a reference pointer? Hmm. Also, if you do it right and make the layers shared wrap, then you can have 64 materials in one landscape. I have 14 paintbrushes. Yeah, all that is over my head. I've never touched the landscape in Unreal Engine, so sounds great though. Okay, so now I guess we don't need to worry about the previous location at all, I guess, if we're going to do this. Now, I guess what I'm worried here is if we do a, because this is running in the background, right? So we could be doing a trace. You know what I should do? Let's do this. We'll do new chunks. I was worried about a trace running while this was being built and it being out of date because it would be empty. New chunks. And then once this is done, we just set it. There we go. Now we don't have to worry about that issue. Thanks, memory. Okay, so let's run that. What do you use instead of a landscape, large cube or something? I use procedural meshes with a height map based procedural terrain algorithm that I wrote. I'll show that here in a second. Let's see if this works. Okay. Do I have any guys outside? I don't. Okay, so this looks good. This looks better. This looks better. Yeah, I think this is right. I'm not seeing any capsules drawn outside the box. I just never started without a landscape first. Well, this one, this is a test level, so I just like opened up the open world map. But my actual level is just water. Look at that. Wow. And then it will start to build the landscape. And the first time I run it, it doesn't load the material at first. But if I were to stop this and restart it, it would be showing the material on. But whenever I spawn in, it'll put it on there. It takes a minute. It takes a minute. 5.5 actually broke some of it for me though. Like my mountains no longer line up as well as they did before. So I need to fix some of that in my algorithm. That's so much harder than a simple landscape. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I wanted endless procedural terrain and stuff like that, so I started at the hard spot. Here we go. You can see some of it where it doesn't match up. And then I have PCG running on top of that. So yeah, here's the world map. So each one of these different colors is a different zone with a different set of noise, terrain noise that is, and ideally it should have different PCG biomes. But unfortunately 5.5 broke my procedural biome plugin, and so now the biomes are just spawning on top of each other. Like this purple flower should only belong in the meadows biome, but you can see there's forest here, and it should not be. So yeah, and if I zoom out here, you can kind of see I drew mountains around like this cyan zone. You can kind of see it here. What I did was wherever the zone borders are, like wherever the colors change, I put like a couple points for a spline, and then I connect them all, and then for each vertex in a border chunk. Each pixel on here is a terrain chunk, a procedural mesh. I calculate the vert's distance to the nearest spline point, and I lerp away from that. That's how I get the mountain shapes. Then I do the opposite for these white dots, which I'm calling the zone entrance chunks. And so you can see there's one right here. That'll be this one right here. And so that's how you get from like one zone to the next one. And you can see there's another one here, which will be that one. So we have a couple different sets of noise here. I have like maybe 4 or 5 maybe. This is like my swampy noise here. And then this is like my sharp mountains noise. And then this is like, I forget what I call this. I call this like a giant hill or something noise. But yeah, this is just like a very small section of the world that's rendered. And then as you run around, it'll de-render and re-render. And then the black, of course, is the ocean, which starts right there. What's your tile resolution within each chunk? 240 by 240, so 58,000 vertices per chunk. And then I have LODs in there as well. Although I think for testing, let me look at this actually. For testing, I turned it down. I think they're all on a lower one. You can see all the verts. Go to one that doesn't have PCG on it. Yeah, there's all the verts. There's all your verts right there. I don't know if this is the upscaled one. This might be one lower. Let me look real quick. Let me look real quick. Ah, this is LOD 5. So what's 240 divided by 5? 48. So it's 48 by 48 right now. Is the resolution. Is it actually? Because this seems like kind of high resolution for that being the case. Yeah. And then I have, so these trees are generated by PCG in a hierarchical instant static mesh. But when I hit them with my axe, they turn into a dynamic mesh. And so if I pop into the wireframe view, you can see this tree looks different because I took the static mesh, at runtime turned it into a dynamic mesh, and then did a Boolean subtraction of some collision shapes I attached to the axe. And I can chop right where that happens. And eventually, I will get all the way through it, and some wood will go into my inventory. There is wood in my inventory now. Ignore the materials that look bad in there, and the shitty indie physics. But yeah, we have some procedural tree chopping as well. It'll of course feed into the building system, which I need to make work with the... I changed the terrain collision profile, so now I can't place anything on it. But I would be able to place buildings on here, and then build them with my building system, with my wood that I got from this. And the wood I get is based on the area of the chopped log. So it actually calculates that at runtime as well. And then I used to have, I don't have the pickaxe, but at one point I had the terrain is destructible as well. It technically has that capability. I don't again, I changed the collision profiles on it, so it doesn't work at the moment. I had a pickaxe, and I could dig little divots in the ground. And the it's on an auto material, so it would update the materials and stuff. But here's what happened. This started happening since 5.5, which is quite annoying. Some of these mountains, the verts aren't lining up. But like, it seems like it is for these ones over here. So, but these ones aren't. So it's kind of weird. Kind of weird as to why some of these are broken and some aren't. But yeah, here's my actual world when I'm not running a test level. Did I make it into a plugin? No. Too lazy for that. Yeah, so now I'm running into the new zone here. This is like I think I call it Sharp Mountains is the noise. And yeah, ideally this would have a different set of PCG as well. And the PCG stuff is all, it's runtime partitioned, hierarchically generated PCG components. So if I pop out and like click on one of these, it's like all the stuff is rendered on a grid. You can see it gets distance called based on visibility, but then all these points are actually rendered or like calculated, right? But See, there's nothing here. So these ones haven't been calculated yet. But as I run over there, they will be. It makes it pretty seamless. And let me go full screen here. Actually, I think I'm GPU bound because I'm rendering twice as many foliage as I need to because there's two biomes on top of each other right now. So yeah, my game frame is only 8 milliseconds right now. Draw frame 14. If I go full screen, does that get worse? Yeah, it gets a little worse. So I think without the duplicate foliage, I think I would probably be running at like 90 FPS right now. I'm at like 70, 75 right now. So all things considered, I think that's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. So I'm working on the entity system to populate this world. And what I'm planning to do is there should be a nav mesh. Maybe it's again not working. Okay, yeah, nav mesh isn't running. But there is a runtime generated nav mesh as well that I've overridden to serialize each tile when I want it serialized, right? Because I can't have all this terrain rendered at all times. That would absolutely tank performance. But I do need the entities to move around when the player isn't near them. So that's what the serialized nav mesh, that's where that comes into play. I'll essentially tell it not to, because usually it like marks tiles as like dirty when the collision and stuff underneath it changes, but the part that I've overridden or plan to override, it will, uh-oh. A little laggy there, a little laggy. But it essentially won't get marked dirty when the terrain underneath it changes, or when things despawn or when it goes out of view and stuff like that. And then that way I can still query it for my entities when they're running in memory on background threads, and they can still move around the world, and they won't have to be like faked, you know. It's a nice little valley. Set up a little village here, you know. But yeah, theoretically, it goes on forever, but I've capped it to this map. Let's go check out somewhere else. Let's go look at this little area right here. It'd be interesting. There's some more of how it generates at runtime. Oh shit, I fell. Oh no. What's happening? We're frozen. We're frozen. I had the same issue in my plugin, depending on how you do the noise in the chunks. Boundaries of chunks might not be taken into account. A +1 row or nearby chunk. So I did solve that issue. I do have, I do altitude blending, distance-based altitude blending based on a weighted sum. And then I have noise blending as well. So chunks have different noises because I have different equations that generate each biome, right? Or each zone. And so they do blend with each other properly. Same with the mountains. So I don't know what, uh-oh. Yeah, we broke here. It doesn't like the teleport functionality, I suppose. But, yeah, it, theoretically, in Worm Juice, I can show you how I did that. It was kind of a pain in the ass. So, I'll give you the juice if you want it. The equation. And it's essentially like each chunk, queries its neighbor chunks and, blends between the different noises and stuff. It's the terrain verts themselves. Yes. Yeah. Should be. I mean, I haven't looked into it yet, but it should be the issue. Where is that code? Is it this? I think it's this. Oh yeah, and then I have height curves that I apply as well. Blend to neighbor noises. Yeah, oh god, dude, I remember writing all this. This sucked. This was like 2 weeks of my life. Apply border mountains. Okay, here's the code. Blend to neighbors weighted average is essentially, this is the code that unlocks it all, this function right here. And you can see I was debugging it. And then it gets past a lambda function to extract the value from the chunk. Because the chunks on the on the map. Maybe I can give an example of what that looks like before it gets rendered into the game. Yeah, so here's the map. Oh, never mind. Here's an example of the map, right? And it probably just like it randomly selects a location from this texture, and then puts it into or randomly selects a location from this material and then puts it into a texture. But the lightness and darkness of each pixel on here is what I use for altitude. So the black is 0, so that's ocean, and then the whiter parts are like mountains. And so I have altitude blending on top of the noise, on top of the mountains, on top of the height curves. That makes some locations in the world higher up from sea level than the rest of them. That looked to be one off at the edges of a chunk. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, like I said, it was perfect. They were perfect before 5.5, so I need to look into what that was. And it was only on some of them, so I'll have to figure out what changed. Yeah, a lot happens there. I am planning to rewrite it in a shader, so I might just do that. I'll be able to do some pretty cool material blending without having to create a runtime virtual texture for every chunk. You'll make it work. Congrats on the system you already have. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, that was the first thing I did when I started working in Unreal Engine. It was about 2 years ago. I didn't know anything about Unreal Engine, didn't know anything about C++, didn't know anything about game dev, and just started trying to write a procedural terrain algorithm. Took me a couple months to learn all that at once. Wouldn't recommend it. Okay, but I think I have my entity collision, in air quotes, working passively. And I wanted to go back and fix some of my abilities that I have. I already did the Blizzard ability is what I was testing before. That works properly, although maybe I should also test that with entities as well. Because I did just add a little I did just add some code. If there's no reticle, then instigator is an AI. Just use the target's location. Yeah. And I'll probably need to make some logic for I have a choosability task, state tree task. It already takes into account cooldown, whether you have enough resources to cast the ability, if it's in range, and ability damage. I suppose I also need to account for how many targets there are, which is going to be a little weird because right now, I guess it's like how many things are on my aggro table, because there's only one target, right? You can only target one thing. And I guess I'll check the entity's aggro table and see if there's like 3 people within, if it's an AoE ability, I'll get the radius of the ability. And it's like, hey, if I can use an AoE to deal more damage than my single target ability, then use that one. So some additional logic there, so probably to get that working. Let's plow ahead and fix our cleave ability. Oh yeah, because I was doing the get nearest targets within box, so I was doing a box trace. Now I currently, with the entity chunking system, don't have any shape. It's all just radius. What are the internals of this? That's just drawing. Sweep multi by object type. I did one in Blueprints, but needed a faster, more robust solution. Then spending 2 weeks with ChatGPT and now have a runtime landscape plugin. Nice. Works like a charm. Easy to put in next games. I'm not a C++ programmer, but being able to understand the code once it's there helped me with ChatGPT. Very neat stuff to have now. Yeah, I wish Epic would add some level of support for that, because I felt maybe it's better now, but 2 years ago when I was looking into it, it was like almost like Wild West. I think there was like I used a Unity tutorial to learn from, and then I had to like translate all that into Unreal Engine. Of course, I knew nothing about Unreal Engine, so I made tons of mistakes. But now it seems like there's a lot more tutorials and stuff on YouTube on how to do it. It's great. But I wish there was like an actual support for it, because they did PCG, which is great, but it doesn't. You can't create landscapes with PCG, right? So they're doing this sweep multi by object type, and they have an F collision shape. So I wonder if I can just take some of this code, or at least how it uses the shape. Geometry sweep multi. No, we're deep in it. We're deep in the engine now. I'm like 5 files. Generic physics. Oh, it's an interface. Oh shit. Okay. Procedural mesh component is the way. Yeah, I'm wondering what they're planning to do with the dynamic mesh component, because the dynamic mesh component is very nice to use, but when I tried to replace my procedural meshes with it, the performance was horrendous. Yeah, and I believe it was the rendering performance, if I'm not mistaken. Potentially something to look back into and actually figure out why. Okay, so where is this fucking function defined at? There we go. I think this is it. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, it's doing so much. It's just passing it into so many things. Like, dude, who can even follow this code? This is crazy. Scene cast common imp with retry request. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, I mean, I'm lost in the sauce now. This is meaningless. This is meaningless. Cluster union trace. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to figure it out on my own. We're so far abstracted from the source that it's I'm losing context as we speak. Losing context as we speak. Okay, so I just need to come up with the math for like a box trace, I suppose. Because what, would I need anything more than a box and a sphere trace? I don't think so. I could do cone. Cone might be good here. Get entities within the radius, and so I can probably reuse some of this as well. Get rid of this trace. We're not going to use that anymore. And this one as well. We determined that was all good. That was all well and good. Yeah, I mean, I'm really just gonna have to copy a lot of this. Maybe I can. I'll put this in like kind of function or something. I think that'll be it. Get entities within box. I need an orientation as well. so I can access a line in the box. Okay. Let's, I'm just gonna copy everything. Copy it all. Well, let me first, let's write this function for getting the neighbor chunk locations. Yeah, that's pretty much what I want. Get neighbor chunk locations, taking in chunk location. Should I just by default have that in there as well? Oh no, if this is called get neighbor chunk locations, let's only return the neighbor chunk locations. Okay, so this will be chunk locations equals get neighbor chunk locations, chunk center. Then we'll just chunk locs add. Okay, now let's copy it. Okay. Okay, so this is the logic that's going to be different here. What's the I wonder how well ChatGPT, or rather Copilot, can do here. And I think what I'm going to do here, let me write a little lambda here. Yeah, and I suppose this, okay, I think I can just write a function that takes in like a lambda for like whether it passes or not, and just gives it 2 locations. Should I do that right now? Well, let's get both of these working maybe first. How can I do a box? What's the math for like checking if something is within a box? Gotta be something like, you can probably just do like a distance. Can you do it without? You can probably do it without distance. I did it if a point was within cylinder before. Yeah, I need to make sure that the box is rotated properly, which I guess is where the complications. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. All right, bool B is within box equals. All right, what do you got for me? Nice, nice. I don't have that function yet. Okay, let's write it. Okay, what do you got? What do you got? What do you got for me? Come on. Okay. Origin, 0 vector. Wait, what am I passing in here? Entity location. Okay, that should be called like test location. Box origin. Okay, well, let's try that again. Copilot. Come on, what do you got? Unrotate vector. What is happening here? What does this do? Returns the vector rotated by the inverse of this rotator. Okay, you're not. I don't know. Maybe this just fucking works. Let's try it. Let's try it. What are you going to use ECS for in your game? So it'll be for simulating the entire world of entities. But I'm going for. Wow, you asked that 3 minutes ago and I didn't see it. So part of my game is going to be a colony simulator. And the thing that I miss from other colony simulator games is that, like, it doesn't actually fully simulate the world. It either just, like, creates random ass shit, you know, every time you walk to, or, you know, maybe you walk to a different tile, or maybe you know, walk to a different area in the world and it'll just, like, generate a random state, you know. Or it'll just, or maybe for, like, your own colony, for your production stuff, it'll just be running an equation in the background that, like, kind of matches up with what your colonists are doing. You know, you have 3 colonists going out to chop wood, that means you get 30 wood per hour, that kind of thing. I don't want that. I want the colonists to actually run out to the forest, chop the wood, have to find a tree first, chop the wood, bring the wood back, cut the wood into planks, move it to the building location. There has to be a guy building, right? And if there's wolves in the forest, I want those wolves to attack the colonists. And I want that to happen regardless of where the player is in the world. So that's what I plan to use it for. That is what I plan to use it for. You know, same with just, like, navigating around your colony, right? Like, I want where you place your buildings to matter. I want that to affect the nav mesh and affect how efficient. This is supposed to be static. And it should be in the math section. Math is math. Okay, is within box. Let's not populate distance there. Okay, draw debug box. What does it need? It needs a center. It needs an extent. Did I put origin in here? Is there? There is an origin. Okay. Or orientation, not origin. Cool thing with that system is it can create stories on moments that actually happened to the AI in the world. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I want. I also have, I'm using the Gemini API to generate LLM quests. It returns a JSON object to me with, like, quests that I can use to spawn things in the world and give rewards to the players and stuff. And Gemini has a 2 million context window. So I plan to dump my entire, and I kind of already am doing this a little bit, I just don't have a very big one. I plan to dump my entire game's database into the prompt. And what I've seen from it so far is that it can actually pick up on names of pawns that are spawned in the world. And it's generated some quests where it's like, oh, go talk to so-and-so about this thing, which is kind of cool. And they all have, like, all my pawns have, like, little character pre-generated. They are AI generated, but they're pre-generated, not at runtime. Little AI character profiles where it'll be like, oh, so-and-so is a this-year-old shaman, and they have they're dumb and they're dumb and hostile, right? Or they're you know, they're aloof and carefree or something, you know. And then it generated, like, a little background, a little childhood, a little adulthood background for them. And so the AI was actually properly taking into account some of that. And it would actually reference some things in the world. It still needs a lot of work though, but yeah, so what you're saying with, like, stories that actually happen in the world, like, that'll just play into that even more. What parameter do I have wrong here? You know what I hate? They put const after the type name. I hate that. I hate that. Oh, orientation needs to be quaternion. That's what I'm getting wrong. Okay, let's see what that looks like. I need to rebuild here. You can even let that evolve on the previous stories every month or so using the LLM. Yeah, I mean, I plan to have like a knowledge or something, you know, like I plan to maintain each colonist's experiences, right? Like what quests have they been a part of? Like what interactions have they been a part of? What did so-and-so like? Because I love games like RimWorld, where there's like, you know, kind of like the interaction between your pawns is one of the main parts of the game, and I plan to go even further with that. But sometimes the like in RimWorld, the pawns have like a little, it's really just numbers, right? But they have like a social standing with each other. They have the people in their colony that they hate. They have the people in their colony that they like. They can have relationships with like mother, you know, ex-lover, you know, ex-wife, son, daughter, brother, that kind of stuff. And so it's like maybe one pawn hates his fucking brother, and so anytime they pass by each other in the colony, they say some bullshit to each other, and there's like it's like super random ass shit, right? And it'll be like, oh, so and so compared his brother to an ass-headed goat, and has told him his father smelt of elderberries, or you know, it's just like some super random shit, but it can start social fights as well. I just want to take that and dial it to 11, you know? Okay. So that is... now I didn't actually do all of what I needed. I need to now put that in my entity subsystem, so I can actually use it. That would be nice. Okay, now let's do it. I'm gonna grab a drink from the old mini fridge here. So yeah, with what you're saying, like evolving on the stories every month or so, I plan for that to just happen. Like I won't need to do that every month. That'll just happen, right? Yeah, we'll just pick up on history and generate accordingly. I do have quest chains working as well, so sometimes it generates multiple quests. It's like, oh, there's a disturbing source in the Whispering Woods. Strange shadow creatures. Something bad. And so it'll like, I have like a things to spawn array, and it'll like put like 3 cultists, you know, in there. Like, go east to the Whispering Woods and figure out the source of the darkness. Of course, you can use the, what is it, 11 Labs has the voice AI, text-to-voice AI stuff, so plan on using that as well. We've got a nice, what is this, mango, orange mango. Delicious drink for the morning. Okay, Cleve, yeah, let's fix this up. So this is get nearest targets within box. Okay, so that means I need to get entities. Or no, I need to get entity subsystem. No, get entity subsystem. Oh, I have to give it a world? Oh, because we're in a gameplay effect. Okay, that's kind of annoying. I guess, what's my world target component? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, right? I need something that can be used to get the world. My entity subsystem, get entities within box. Okay, there we go. Include players, yes. Now we want it sorted because we want the nearest ones. Now we're gonna draw debug as well. Location. Scale is X10, so let's split that. Melee. It's a melee range box with the height being actually... The height is the pawn half height that is casting this ability. Do I have Instigator somehow? Get Instigator Actor. Oh my god. Oh my god, I hate gameplay effects so much. Where is target component coming from? Oh, here we go. Get spec context, get instigator actor. Now that should be my entity's proxy actor, so it shouldn't actually be the avatar actor. Self component. Oh, okay. Self component, even better. Even better. I need a function for getting the... We'll kick that can down the road. We're not going to worry about it. We're not going to worry about that right now. I know it's 90. It'll be fine. We'll be fine. Well, actually, shit. Actor rotation, get owner. I need to do this. Try get entity transform. Target component should be the ability system component. We want the actor transform. Split that. Yeah, we can't actually use the owner transform because the owner is not necessarily going to be the right actor. Oh, that's rotation. Whoops, I did the wrong one. Okay. Get rid of that. I do... Oh, I need melee range, not the entity scale. That makes sense. That makes sense. Now, I can rely on getting component by class here, because get owner should be the proxy actor, which is where the equipment component is. Okay. A little messy right now. A little messy. Okay. We have that. This will need to go here. This will need to go here. We have our hits here. Get actor, get AoE targets. Now this should be in order. This should be ordered. So how do I determine what was I doing with like the number of targets? Oh, I have num targets here too. So I'm doing 2 targets. So I guess I just need to like, can I slice this? Is there a slice function? What do I have here? Array. Is there really no like slice function? Shuffle. Swap. Random array item. Are you serious, man? Are you serious? There was no slice function. What is Unreal Engine array slice? Dot left? Is that what it is? Oh, there's no left. Shift. Push, pop, insert. We got a fucking heapify function, but we don't have a slice function. Top? What is that? Oh, the top element. The last one. Okay. Slack. I really don't want to put another loop in blueprints just to get like the first 2 items. Dude, I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that there's not a slice function. Okay. ChatGPT, or Copilot rather, is going to save us here. I do have an array section. I wrote an intersection one. Okay, array utils. Static. The array. The array, it just needs to be T. Oh, shit. Oh, I hate how you have to write templated functions for blueprints. How do I write like a T array of what? Is it could be a struct, could be an object. Ugh. There's really no slice. There's really no slice. Can I just do that? It needs a type. It like has to have a type. And of course, you can't do that for blueprints, I'm quite sure. Is it that? Slice, and then I just need to start index num. Oh yeah, I guess I have to. Yeah, I have to write it in a header. Yeah, let's put that back under where it needs to go. Yeah, I mean, I guess that does it. That's a pretty simple. Now, I'm pretty sure this won't compile. I'm quite positive this won't compile. If it does, I misunderstood a lot of things. Holy shit. Okay. Famous last words. Okay. Okay. Slice. Fuck. Slice. Where's my slice function? See, I knew it. I knew it. That Mulan was a troublemaker. Yet. Oh, it's because it's class T? Do I need struct T as well? What if I did this and, can I do struct T? Does that work? No. T is incomplete. Oh my god, this is so annoying. This is such an annoying function. Okay. I guess we have to... I did it specifically on this one, so I guess I fucking need to do it there. This one I just didn't return, I just stopped. Get nearest. It's an actor array. What do I do for Blizzard? Get AoE targets. I suppose I could do that and then just do the nearest function. That might be good. Get AoE targets. Instigator. Where are you? Get self component. Well, the instigator, and then get nearest. I mean, it's already sorted. It's already. I mean, fine. This is fine. It's fine. It's fine. So we might as well not even sort it there, because we're gonna sort it here anyways. Okay. Ignored actors. Should probably make a function for that as well. We just need to see if this works though. We're going to ignore ourselves as both an actor and an entity. God, this is getting so messy. You guys like spaghetti? Someone told me y'all like spaghetti. I gotta remake the loop here. Or do I? No, I don't. Okay. It just goes up there. Okay, and I think the rest of this just works. My god. Spawn emitter at location, and the location is self component, get attached component, get socket location. Yeah, that's not going to work for my static meshes, is it? We'll just see if this works for now. Let's see if we're on the right track. Target this guy. Let's wait for everything to spawn so it's not laggy as hell. They don't like moving on those steps. Do they? Okay. Cleave ability is activated. Now I need to get someone where there's some people nearby. Okay, I'm hitting right click. Okay. Okay. That was kind of hard to tell. What happened? God, they're moving around too fast. Okay, this should hit both of these guys, I hope. Now, is that the box I want to trace in? Because I was kind of I only want it to be in front of him. Don't I? No, it can hit. Should Cleave hit targets behind him? Like the obvious answer is no, but then that makes it kind of hard to use the ability and makes it not as fun. It's like bosses in WoW don't cleave if you're behind them, but I'm pretty sure if you're a player using cleave, it will hit behind you. Correct me if I'm wrong if someone knows the answer to that. I need to get rid of this log here. That's yeah. Kevin Van Gelder, thank you for following. Appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. What is this? Oh, yeah, get rid of that. We don't want that. I can't run live coding right now. We need to rebuild. That does seem to be doing a nice little box trace. Is the rotation correct? Yeah, if my guy is facing... am I doing it on the target location? Yeah, it is the target. And is that how I was doing it before? Should I be tracing from the target? I mean, I think I should be tracing from the target. Or should I trace from the instigator of this ability? I guess, like, logically, thinking about this, like, realistically, if you swing a weapon and it's going to cleave, it's basically... It should be from where the weapon is, honestly. But I don't really have that information yet. I don't have an attachment system working for my static meshes. My fucking shitty ass looking static meshes. I don't know why those broke. They did look fine. I rebaked some of the textures and now they look terrible. The instigator, the target could be out of range. Well, I'm already accounting for the range. So if it weren't for that, would your answer be the same? Because like the melee attack doesn't connect if it's out of range. So, and then the cleave is just a modification of the melee swing. So if the melee swing doesn't connect, this will not hit. I can prove that. No hit there. Well, cleave isn't active. So I'm out of range here. Cleave is active. I swing, don't hit. Cleave is still active. I'm in range. I hit. I don't know. Did that hit that guy? Okay. Hit him. Oh god. Uh-oh, my auto attack. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see who this hits. This should hit people. Oh no, he's running away. He's out of range. Shit. Hang on, let me get my faster weapon. Wait, oh no, I messed up my inventory. I don't have a faster weapon. Oh, I hit myself? The collision trace hit myself, but I probably shouldn't have connected on that, should I have? Damage should be dealt in the vicinity of the weapon. Just got here, so I don't know what's going on. Well, to catch you up. Oh, I did target. Target was, so that's wrong. We need to do self-component here. So what's going on is I have written an ECS system, which means, and for me what that means is that not all of, let's rebuild this while we're at it. Not all of the things in combat are going to be actors. So ECS systems are for simulating a massive amount of entities. And I had 1,000 spawned there. And when these actors get far enough away, they change into an instant static mesh that is vertex animated. So what that means for these abilities is I'm having to go back in and change them all, especially for like the collision-based abilities. I'm having to change from collision traces to kind of my faux collision for entities, which is just querying the location of all the entities within relevant chunks. Now, I hear you on that damage should be dealt in the vicinity of the weapon. I agree. I agree on that, but unfortunately, what I don't have set up right now is attachment on the static mesh versions of my entities. Because when you attach something in Unreal Engine, like you have to give it like a component or a socket or something like that. All of those exist on static mesh or skeletal meshes. I don't have skeletal meshes, right? The green ones are skeletal, the blue ones are static meshes. So some of these abilities, what is this? Some of these abilities will not be being used against any actors. And so I won't be able to get the weapon location is this? What is happening here? So that means I'm kind of relegated to, I have weapon range and I have the entity location. So those are kind of my options right now, unless I completely come up with an attachment system. I do plan to do that, just that's a lot, right? I would essentially have to bake the animations to the weapon static meshes as well. Not just the static mesh version of my skeletal mesh. What error am I getting here? Find index by hash? Like what, Entity 464? Alright, Entity 464. What were you doing on the morning of December the 30th? Almost there. 464. You are there. 464 is in the map. So what's your fucking issue? What's your fucking issue here? Yep, please. Unreal Engine crash on find index by hash. Error means you're trying to access a null pointer. But how? The entity is valid. The map is valid. Find function casts this to a pointer, which could just be a map. Like what? Find. Where is this? Where am I getting to find index by hash? Is it this one? What's null here? Is anything null? Elements? Elements has things in it. Key is the entity. Element index is negative? What is that? Negative 169 million? No, negative 1.6 billion. Okay. What is this? Alright, my dog was absolutely losing her mind downstairs. Yeah, what was the issue here? This index seems right, 464. So why is this element index like all fucksy wucksy? I don't know, is this just what how do I debug this, goddamn? How do I debug that? I don't even know. We're just gonna move on. Hope it doesn't happen again. I don't like reset that map or anything. I'm not like the map is, it wasn't like getting, the rug wasn't getting pulled from underneath it when I was trying to access it. Okay. More testing, perhaps. And so, yeah, what we were talking about is like whether where the cleave should be based, where should we trace it based off of? And I think probably the logic I was going with for picking the target transform is like that's the target is essentially where it's like where the weapon comes into contact with the target, kind of. I think that's what I was trying to do. And then also it kind of eliminates, if I do that, it kind of eliminates like things getting hit behind me. Let me do something real quick here. Where is my default inventory default contents? That got reset. Give me a mace. Give me the mace. Give me one of those. Okay. Okay, so now we can swing a bit faster. Okay. Well, my targeting is kind of bad. Why can't I target at you? Oh. Okay, interesting that it did that do collision on me? It shouldn't have. I thought I fixed that. What are you doing, dude? They don't like the stairs at all. The pathfinding, rather my move to logic, is not like that very much. It's so hard that these guys need to walk instead of run. I think, can I just change that real quick? Can I change that? Speed, 250. There we go. Can I give them a smaller area? I suppose I could. I'm specifically testing on a large area, though, to test my collision traces. God, they hate the stairs. I mean, hey, I feel you. I hate stairs, too. Why is my hang on, I need to run a trace here. Why is my frame rate so bad right now? Was Slate really that bad? Was Slate really that bad? The target processor is holy shit taking up so much time. That's how long it takes to get through 1,000 entities? I mean, yeah, the thing is like it's doing it. Target processor could be benefiting from the chunking as well. Ooh, I should do that. Ooh, I should do that. Not even running very... Oh, I guess it happens across different frames. I have to like go find it. Ooh, that's next on the list. We're gonna knock that bad boy out. But I guess it was just the... If I go full screen here... If I go full screen here, what's going on? Okay, now we're working with 70 FPS here. Okay, so I guess the editor's running really fucking slow right now for some reason. Now you guys also didn't slow down. Oh, that's just default speed. Yeah, when they're pawns, they don't listen to that. Yeah. Okay. We're stuck with this now, but we can still test. Okay, wait for them all to spawn. They're all spawned, okay. That only got one. I mean, that seemed to work. I mean, if it didn't include that guy. I mean, here's what the box looks like. And I'm using the melee range as the extent. I should probably divide that in two. I should divide that in two. Did he get hit for 14 twice? $12. What was he at? He was at like 146. What's 146 minus 12? Like 134 minus another 12. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think he is getting hit twice. That's good. Good eye. Good eye, Kevin. There could be multiple places where that's happening. Collector already has a uniqueness filter. We should be good there. I'm imagining it's just how the gameplay effect is getting applied. Oh, it actually hit no one. It hit fucking no one. Oh, I know. I need to ignore the target because I'm applying it to the target by default. I'm applying it to the target by default, so I need to add not only myself. It was actually right that I added a target component here. So I'm adding. It's really dealing damage to 3, your current target, and then whatever this trace is. So we add that to. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Yeah, I need some. I need a function here. I suppose it doesn't. It doesn't matter if it's valid because it's just not going to. The entity ID would be -1, which relates to no. No entity. I am no entity. Okay. Thank you, Kevin. Oh, and I wanted to divide the this by 2. Divide by 2. Because we're working with extents here, which means I was actually making it a bit too big. But maybe we want it wide but not deep. Let's see what the shape looks like after this. God, the performance is horrible, but when I go full screen, it's still really bad. What is happening? Hang on. tracing. Full screen. Okay, now it's fine. We were probably still spawning at that point, I suppose. What is this frame? What happened here? Oh, that's probably when I went full screen or something. Or something. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think it's fine. It's just being really inefficient. Okay. Found a good little cluster. Okay, I missed. God, it's so hard. These guys need to stop moving so fast. That does actually seem a little small. That does actually seem a little small. And is it based on the target location, or it is based on the target rotation? I think it should be based on my rotation, but the target location. Oh, and I need to... I think I need to update this function a little bit. I think that's okay. I don't think that'll break anything. Can a component ever not have an owner? Oh, I should probably check that. Okay. Okay, so now try get entity transform will work for both players and entities. Okay, we shall spawn all 1,000. Wait for all 1,000 to spawn here. Okay, they're all spawned. Oh, that's a perfect cluster. Guys, hold still. Swing, swing, damn it. Okay, I feel like my melee auto attack ability is not... What is happening there? The box seems better. Because it really is like right in front of me. So I think that's actually good. But I think I just want it to be wider. I think only one of them should be divided by 2. I don't know if that's the X or the Y though. Let's just take a guess. We're gonna guess. I suppose it... Does it depend on the... No, the rotation should make that work. I want it to be a rectangle, is essentially what I'm looking for. So if you think of a cleave, it should kind of happen in that shape. Okay. Cleave on. Oh, that was the wrong one. Let me get a slow-mo of that. Oh my god, these guys are too fast for me to test it in slow-mo. Come here. Target. Why does that seem like it's based off the target's rotation? Yeah, the spawning is definitely, at least at first. It seemed like, yeah, because the spawning is bad at first, and once it's done spawning, it's fine. But the slate performance is really bad, because when I go full screen, we're back up to 70 FPS, so it's just all the engine editor widgets are bad. There we go. That looked better. Can I get a... Okay, hang on. Slow-mo. Stop. Pause. 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 Okay. How does that look? I mean, that still seems kind of wide, doesn't it? I still also haven't been able to cleave more than one here. And my my auto attack stuff is not working. Is it just when I have this equipped? Okay, he's only getting hit once here. Pixel Shake TV, how many AI are you running? Right now, 1,000. 1,000. And we are getting 70-ish, almost 70 FPS. I want to do 1.5 rather than 2. Yeah, I'll try that next. I do want to test the collision a little bit more. The collision. And I'm trying to figure out, like, it didn't seem like my auto attack was working properly. Okay, I hit right click. Hang on. Yeah, something weird is happening with my auto attack. It's not happening as it should. Completely CPU bound. I don't think, not in full frame. I guess in full frame it is as well. No, it's about the same. 14 for give or take. That depends. It goes up and down actually. Is that using mass or your own solution? My own solution. My own solution. I did have 8,000 at once, but that was before I added combat capabilities. So the combat is definitely my bottleneck. Who are you? Would I want that to hit that guy if I wanted to... Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, ability task count. Yep. Yep, it'll happen. It'll happen. What abilities are not cleaning themselves up? Oh, they're all eating food. It is not 1,000 skeletal. Yeah, the blue guys in the background were skeletal or static meshes, vertex animated, and the green guys in the foreground are actors, skeletal meshes. They are nanite skeletal meshes and static meshes, though. Where doesn't it show me a count? It should show me like a count, right? Oh, here we go. Yeah, eat food is not cleaning its tasks up for some reason. Yeah, performance probably doesn't like that. I thought abilities were supposed to clean up their weight tasks. It's kind of annoying. Wait, can you not even cancel these here? No, you can't. So what the fuck? Reset? What the heck, man? Awesome, I recently watched CDPR's thing where they had 1,600 skeletal meshes running at once. So hopefully that work will trickle down eventually. Damn, yeah, is that for Witcher 4? That would be nice. I would like that. They, from what I've read, they have made some heavy engine changes, though, so we shall see. Okay, so the docs explicitly say, and I have looked this up before, they have explicitly said that abilities automatically clean up their tasks. But I found in C++ that was not the case. Maybe in... Is there a way I can query my gameplay ability base? Is there a way I can just query all my active tasks? Task. Active tasks. Do not modify directly. How badly should I not modify this directly? How true is that? Yeah, they basically got rid of all actors and are working with proxies instead. I have proxy actors as well. It's the future. A few streams ago, we watched the Kingmakers devs do a little kind of Q&A about their tech. And if you haven't seen the Kingmakers gameplay, I mean, they said they had like 4,000 on screen at a time, and they were every single thing was a vertex animated instant static mesh. And then as you put your cursor over each one, it would turn into a skeletal mesh. So they were actually able to make the vertex animations look good enough to make everything that. You just need the length of the array. No? Well, I guess I'm just trying to check and see, like, because they should be cleaning it up, and I see it here. I mean, yeah, it looks like task. What does this function do? Yeah, I just wanted to look in to see, like, why these weren't getting cleaned up. Yeah, I mean... Okay. Begin destroy? Is that what it called? Called task owner ended. Okay, so... Oh, I was doing end task as well. What does that do? I mean, this is all like kind of the same shit, right? Yeah, it's all like the same shit. They have like 3 different functions that do basically the same thing. Yeah, these all just do the same thing. I'll call the one day call internally. That means I shouldn't need that either anymore. Is there a pending cleanup kind of count? I mean, I did see that in the logs. It was like the active count, and I had like 900 active eat food tasks. Which the mushrooms in the world, the entities will run around and collect the mushrooms if they're hungry, if their food attribute gets low enough. And they should be playing the sit down and eat animation when that happens, so... I suppose that that task count built up over quite some time. Because they don't start... They start at 50 food. And what is it? It decrements by 1 every 5 seconds. So... And then once it gets down to 20... God, look how bad they look. I don't know. I need to rebake my animations, I suppose. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there. Okay. We're gonna do some more testing here. I just need to see this hit more than 1. You know what we'll do? You know what we'll do? Let's spawn twice as many. 2,000. And we'll spawn, let's spawn 20 per frame. That way we were spawning 10 per frame earlier. Okay. 2,000. We got 2,000 going, still getting 55, 50, 45-ish frames. Not bad. Look at them all. And the cool part is the frustum calling. So you see, there's that many guys behind me as well, but you don't see them. And if I turn this way, there are some. Whoa. Where'd they all go? Yeah. Part of the entity system. They're getting added and deleted every frame, essentially, if they should be. Okay. I need to cleave some motherfuckers. Let's do it with a fast weapon. Okay, I think I did deal damage. I wasn't running in slow-mo. Okay. We found a victim. I missed. Pause. I should have hit someone else, right? Did I hit that guy or did I miss him? I think I missed him. No. What? Oh my god. Yeah, maybe I do want it to be bigger. Maybe I want 1.5 in both directions. Yeah. No, not times 0.5. We'll times by 0.75 in both directions. Because FPS dip so low, is probably going to be faster to only spawn 10 per frame. Yeah, but the FPS dipped so low because I was spawning so many. So it's kind of like... Probably evens out either way, right? I think I did hit one there. I don't know if my... the FX is happening in the right direction as well. Oh my god. Okay, you know what I'll do? Just throw a breakpoint somewhere in here. Yeah. At the very end. One moment. Okay. Find my victim. My targeting could use some work too. Okay, we didn't... wait, what? That didn't do a breakpoint. And then what is this? What is this? Get character attributes set. If you're looking at this check, it is due to calling is child of with a this null pointer. Okay, I called get character attribute set on a null ability system component. Why would that have been the case? Is that why? None of these should be happening on. I mean, I guess anything could happen when I'm running my processors in the background. But I mean, ability system components shouldn't be getting deleted or anything, so I don't know why any of them would be null. Let me stack trace again. Coming from is alive. For my target processor. I'm literally checking if it's null right here. Invalid, self, or dead skip. I mean, yeah, why would that have ever gotten executed? Yep, please. Yep. I mean, do you have to do an explicit is valid check? No, because it's just a regular ass pointer. I mean, it's a T object pointer. Yeah, I don't think I should need to do that, so why the hell did that happen? And I'm even checking if that's null. Like, how much more null check could I have done for this stack? ASC was null here. Yeah, I mean, what more do you want from me? I guess it allowed it to be called because it was a T object pointer. But then get attribute set was called on a null pointer, I suppose. Is child of got called on a null. The class was null. It wasn't though. It wasn't though. What is this class? Get class. What is this? The set was what was null. Okay. Not attribute class. Get spawned attributes, which this is a variable that is not available. Yeah, okay, so the ability system is not... This is so stupid. Why did this happen? Can someone tell me why this didn't properly catch that the ability system component was null? Why? Why? Okay, ignoring that one, I suppose, till it happens again. I mean, this isn't even a gas question, though. This is just like a fucking Unreal Engine C++ question. Like, it was throwing null because the ability system component was null. It was throwing when I did this. And so in get attribute set, when it tried to get like its parent or whatever, it couldn't. It didn't have a parent because ability system component was null, but I'm literally checking it right here. So I don't know, like, I don't know how else I could have prevented that from happening. Like this condition right here should have stopped it from this. This should have been false, which means this should not have gotten executed. Each character does have their own ability system component, yes. Well, there is a proxy actor that exists for every entity, and that has an ability system component on it. Respawning. Okay. 2,000 entities. Let's go. This shouldn't hit anybody. Nice little crit there, though. Yeah, my targeting logic needs some fucking work, doesn't it? There we go. Okay. Okay, so that never got hit because I never hit multiple things. That's why. I did hit them both. Got him right in the foot. It looks like it's coming right from... I promise I am not explicitly drawing the trace from his crotch. That just happens to be where the actor's center is. I still think you need to edit your map to make an area they can't escape. I mean, I think there's enough of them that it's fine. I'm not too worried about it. There's enough of them that it's fine. I just needed to make sure that that hit multiple things. And it did. Okay, so it's when I stopped play. It's when I stopped play that this happened. It happened again. I mean, this is a slightly different one. Targetable things. There are 2,000 targetable things. Could it be because it's async? I mean, there's probably, yeah, some async fucksy wuxiness happening here, but like I check if it's null, right? In the same line. So, and this never happened before, and it's happened twice in a row now. So I don't know. I mean, I shouldn't need to check if it's valid. Oh, what is happening here? Thought null and pending kill were different. I mean, I don't know. I feel like pending kill would return false on a valid pointer. But I mean, even as I click here, I can see, like, I'm on this frame, or on this part of the stack, and I can see that it's none. So it's not like a pending kill issue, I don't think. I mean, I suppose the best thing I could do is maybe split these up into different lines. But I feel like that would mean that more time would pass in between each one. I mean, if I do something like that, does that fix it? It's fucking stupid that I have to do that, but so be it, I suppose. Okay, but I think we have the cleavability working correctly. So maybe I want to update my target processor to... I can either update the Frost Nova ability, which will be a lot easier to test, because I don't need to, like, melee swing and stuff. Let's fix the Frost Nova ability real quick. That should be easy to do. Now that we've done it with Cleave. Go away. Okay. Open up Frost Nova. Okay, where are we tracing? Multi-capsule trace for objects. Yes, this is where I use the intersection. So I do the sphere trace and the box trace in order to get like a radial plane, right? So the idea behind this is like I'm doing a sphere trace. So we're looking at it from a horizontal. We're looking at it horizontally. Right? Here's ground, and here's my guy. Boop, 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 boop. There's my guy. He's casting Frost Nova. Now this is a sphere. Green is a sphere. So if I do that, and then I also do this, and then I get the intersection between the two traces, which means I only get the entities here, not the ones here. Because I want Frost Nova to be on the ground only. So, and I kind of want you to be able to jump over a Frost Nova, right? Like that's what I wanted. So that's the idea behind running two traces and getting the intersection. Get entity subsystem. Get entities within radius, and then we also need to get entities within box. And we need to replace these two. why not drop the sphere, do the cube, and do a distance check? Because the distance check would be in all directions, right? Repainting this. Right. So it's a rectangle, right? So if you like, I want things that are here, but not here. Here's the middle, right? I could have these 3 points, right? Distance to here is like, you know, 2. Distance to here is like 10. So how would I be able to drop the sphere and do a distance trace? I don't think I can, unless I'm misunderstanding you. Because the distance from middle to this guy, who's jumping, these guys are jumping over it, would be less than one that I want to hit. Because it's not a perfect cube; it's like a flat rectangle. Yeah, but with the no sphere check, it wouldn't be a circle. Like this rectangle wouldn't be a circle. Or wait, I think I get what you're saying now. Hang on, let me think about this. I gotta look at this from the top. And then just do the distance check. I mean, is that... Okay, I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying now. Yeah, they wouldn't even be included. Yeah, I see. Is there another reason why I did it this way? Let me think and make sure there wasn't another reason I did it that way. Let me look here. You may be right. I think you're right. I did this so long ago. Oh, I wish I remembered my thought process here. I thought I did. Okay, fuck it. Let's just try it and see what happens. Oh, but then I'm gonna have to like iterate over them after this. Oh, it's gonna be annoying. Oh, I wonder if I just did it this way because it would have been annoying to do it the way that you're proposing. I bet that's what I fucking did. Ugh, because I don't want to iterate over these and like get distance. Ugh. Yeah, I think my thought process behind doing this was like, I don't want to have to iterate over things again because that was annoying. Yeah, and I didn't add distance, so maybe I can just throw distance in here. I don't want to add distance when I don't need to because the square root. It could get expensive. It's only on hits though, so maybe it's not that expensive. So I'll just add the distance back in here. Well, that shouldn't be too expensive. The distance check would also be a LOS check, would it? I don't... Okay, now I really don't think you're right on that one. You had me on the first one. I don't think you're... How would it be an LOS check? I'm not doing a line trace that like stops when it hits something. How would it be an LOS check? If you wanted it to be. I mean, I would have to do a line trace. I would have to do a collision trace. Okay, so collision height. Okay. Extent Y and Z. Yeah, we're just doing the same thing on both. Location, instigator, ground, location. No, but you could and get the distance from the line trace. Yeah, if I did a line trace, yeah. Ignore me. I know it's a pain. No, I appreciate your pointer. Don't worry about it. I appreciate learning. And you learned me something. Thank you for learning me something. You're 10 times better than me anyway. I don't know. I've written a lot of shitty code in my day. You can be good at some things and bad at others. Does not mean you're necessarily better or worse than someone else. I don't know. It's all just knowledge at the end of the day, right? Some of us have more knowledge on some things. Some of us have more knowledge on others. Doesn't mean that we're smarter or better than the other person. Orientation. That shouldn't matter? No, orientation shouldn't matter. Now, I'm getting the radius. Every useful comment quickly becomes another tool in the box. Exactly. Now I'm thinking here, should I be setting the box extents to the radius? And would that make a difference if it's rotated differently? No, I don't think it should. Include players. Do we want it sorted? No, I don't care about sorting. We'll draw debug here for now as well. Okay. Goodbye collision traces. You are now no longer my friend. Now entity. Makeup trace is my friend. Not real trace, fake trace. This is probably honestly even more efficient than a collision trace with the entity chunking that I just built. The extents should be the radius. Yeah, I guess what was making me a little confused about it was like the orientation. I was like, okay, would it matter? I don't think it would. Okay, and then I was doing the intersection. Let me just pop that back in there. I need an ability system. Hit instigator. Okay. What I hate about blueprints is line up the blueprints. Make the blueprints pretty. Orientation pin is invalid. Do I really have to have it in there? Can I split it? Is it fine if I split it? Yeah. There's probably some annotation I need to add to the blueprint function. Okay, so I just need to do... Let's just start with this for now and see what it looks like. And then I'll do the distance thing after this. Okay, spawn everyone. Okay, still spawning. Okay, there we go. Oh god, I gotta do that. Oh fuck, I stopped it. I gotta respawn everything. I didn't mean to. It's a habit. Okay. Slow-mo. Look at him. He's frozen. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's all coming together. How many did we hit? We hit 2? You can't even see the goddamn line. There we go. There it is. Yeah. Well, it's got a cooldown, so I gotta wait. Now, the entities don't pay attention to movement speed right now, so they should be frozen. Their movement should be set to 0. That hit no one. Is that right? Okay. Slow-mo. I hit someone. I hit one guy. But I didn't hit that guy. Because the entity location... Okay. Yeah, so the entity location isn't taking into account height. And I remember doing something about this. Here. Okay. Add some Z leniency. Yeah, I need to do the same thing here. I need to add some Z leniency to the trace. And I suppose if I'm checking, yeah, I need to also, yeah. Okay, because the entity location is actually the entity's transformed data fragment location is the feet of the people moving around. The actor location is the middle of the body. So I do have some functions to translate between the two that I've used, but even if I think the scenario still would have failed. The middle of his body is outside the trace, so I do need to add Z leniency, I believe. And the radius as well. I factored in the radius here, right? No, I didn't. I did for the radial check. Yeah, I did for the radial check. Okay, I need to factor in radius and half height in here. Could you not just use an extents check on the bounds? On the bounds of what? The entity? The entity doesn't really have bounds. Its bounds are just defined by if it has an actor representation, what's the actor's capsule radius and half height? That would be the bounds, which is what I'm talking about when adding some Z leniency. And I have a cylinder one here. Is point within cylinder. So I just need I need to basically do what I'm doing here. I was assuming you didn't have access to the actual collision. I mean, I don't really. What I do is I have this avatar entity data, and if an entity has one of these data fragments, it'll have an actor class that it should transform to whenever it's within this radius. And then I'll get assigned an actor representation. And so when I talk about like the half height and radius, we're just getting, if there's a class on it and it's a pawn, we can get the simple collision radius and half height. Otherwise it's 0. So we kind of do, we kind of don't. But this is the solution I came up with before when I was doing distance to target, and I believe this function's used for the melee wings. Get target location, get current location. And pawn half height. Yeah. Add some Z lenience to target location before distance calc based on the half height of the pawn. This will effectively treat Z differences within the half height box as the same. The difference, if it's greater than the pawn half height. If outside the half height box, adjust the Z by the half height. If within the half height box, we can treat them as the same. Yeah. So I need to pop all this out into a function. That can go into the utils as well. Should that? Does that feel like it falls under the entity utils or the math utils? And is this? I'm doing the targets. Half height. Okay. So I think this can go under math. What is this? This is going to be like add Z leniency. And what are we going to... Is it not half height times 2 plus radius times 2? Oh god, you're gonna make me think. I know that what I have here works. Maybe that's a much simpler way to do it. And this is just what I came up with off the top of my head. This is I raw dogged this one, right? This was no chat GPT here, no co-pilot help here. I raw dogged this math, which in today's day and age, that's come on, give me some credit here. Is it not half height times 2 plus radius times 2? I mean, that would give me a float, right? I mean, what would that float give me? I don't know. I'm going to do what I have here because I know this works. So I suppose I'll need like I need a vector to transform a ref to actually change. And the amount of Z leniency. I'd get the full height of the pawn and add a scale to the leniency. That float would be the full height of the capsule. Yes, but then what do I do with the full height of the capsule, right? Probably similar to what I'm doing here. And like, this is also for distance checking as well, right? I essentially... this is like clamping it to within plus or minus 90, which is the half height. And so if I'm already within that, nothing, we treat them as the same, and so it doesn't factor in the Z at all. But if we are outside that clamp range, then we clamp it to either the top or the bottom, which is what this is. And then we run the distance check. Okay, so we have the vector in, that would be the one I want to transform, which is target location. I have the leniency, which is going to be the pawn half height. And then I have like the clamp 2 location. Which is really I just need the Z. It's really clamp to Z. Okay. Okay, so on half height is I need to replace all of that with Z leniency. Target location then becomes in vector that I'm modifying, and clamp to Z is this one. Oh, and I'm returning a bool. I don't need to return one. Math is math. To in vector based on Z leniency. Leniency. I can't even spell within the leniency. Oh god. Amount is the same. Okay. Add Z leniency. And then I'm passing in target location, current location.z pawn half height. I mean, I guess I could make this even more, I can make this even more abstract or more generic. I've still personally never used it. I mean, you don't use a, like a Copilot or anything either? That's crazy. I mean, I never really used the chatbot at all. I definitely use like the inline autocompletes. Like that's how I use it. And like, I mean, I work at Google, so like we have, our internal one is like the best I've seen personally. But that's probably because it's like specifically trained on Google's mono repo. So it makes sense that it would be the best I've seen. Whereas Copilot, while Copilot's definitely getting better, when I first started with it, it didn't really understand what game dev was. Now it does. Now it does. And it seems to pick up on my patterns in my repo. But yeah, I don't like chatbot anything really, but all the inline autocomplete suggestions, I definitely utilize those pretty heavily. I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. If I need to use it for something else, I'll do it then. I still need that pawn half height. Don't I have a better function for that now as well? Did actor half height? I have to pass in the actor to get that though. It's on the ASC, which does all this shit. I mean, we'll keep it there for now. Okay, so now that we have this like reusable function, I need to use that in my chunk processor. Never really came across something I need it for. I only make really simple things, but I'm sure one day. Yeah, I mean, I think Copilot is free now. So if you write code, you should definitely, you know, get a plugin in whatever IDE you end up using. It's free up to a certain amount, I think. There were some new terms that came out. I don't remember what it was, but if anything, if nothing else, it just helps with boilerplate, to be honest with you. Like, but at work, the one we have is crazy. Like, I've had it generate like almost entire test files for me based off the code I just written in the actual file. Okay. So I need to add Z leniency. My generic utils. Add Z leniency on the entity location based on location.z based on, is it extent.z? Is that right? Yeah. Or no, it should just be Z leniency. No, it should be entity radius. It should be yeah, no. Yeah, yes, no. Yes, no. Okay. So I also need some more data. F avatar entity data. Avatar data. So we're going to be float half height equals avatar data. Yeah. This is the Z leniency we want. Are they really good at keeping track of everything else in a project? I basically learned most of the code I know through watching Twitch. An interesting path to learning. And I know in the past I've watched people get AI rabbit holed. What do you mean by that? Can you give me an example? Are they good at keeping track of everything else in a project? And needing to refactor things they don't fully understand. So I stayed away. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's a crutch, right? If you use a crutch too much, you're not gonna be able to use your leg, right? So it's just help. And like, I think this cylinder one, this one was auto completed. Or no, here's what happened. I tried to auto complete it. It didn't end up working correctly. So I went to Google and I copied some Python code, transformed it into this. And then once I started typing out this, then the autocomplete picked it up. So, I mean, I guess I don't really, there's probably not a whole lot that I just accept without fully understanding, or at least understanding to a certain level. But that's more of a me thing, not necessarily the AI thing. Yeah, I could definitely see like getting too deep, you know. But I personally, I can't wait until my job. I'm a software engineer, but I can't wait till my job just turns into me doing code reviews all day. That's what it's going to be. I'm just going to be reviewing AI code. And be like, no, change this. You forgot this fucking thing. That's actually going to be more of a pain than just writing the code, I feel like. Where the hell was I? Talking about getting into a rabbit hole. If I want to know how to code gravity, for instance, I'd personally just look at the actual math behind gravity and translate it into code. Yeah, but I mean, sometimes if the Copilot gets it right and it works, then you can just use that, right? You can skip that whole investigation step. I guess that's the benefit of it. But I guess people don't go back and look over the code to understand what's happening. They probably just accept the code, see if it works, and move on. That's probably the pitfall that you fall into. I think most games work perfectly fine on elementary school math. Yeah. I suppose if it's just like a platformer, maybe. I don't know. 3D math gets really, really complicated to me, at least. I'll code it and the AI can do the code review. I don't know if I'd appreciate getting told what the fuck. I mean, isn't that essentially what the autocomplete is? Is it's kind of reviewing. It's like reviewing ahead of time. Do softwares generally like doing code reviews? Software engineers. It can definitely be a slog sometimes, I think, because then you have to like understand the full picture of what's happening before you can like understand the small parts and why those happened and stuff like that. What am I doing here? I've totally forgotten. This is what I'm doing. And I need to change this up and make this, I need to refactor this a bit. I can pop all this into a lambda. And because I'm just copying and pasting things basically in the same location, so we'll change this up here. Probably next time. But like even shit like this right here, like that's so nice. That's so nice. Just that auto completing the current thing that I'm typing out. So nice. Autocomplete is helpful, but 99% of the time requires you to make changes to its suggestions. Which one are you using? Because like I don't know, Copilot gets it. I would say like at least half the time it's what I want. Maybe like 40. At least I'll say at least 40% of the time it's what I want. But maybe I'm not thinking about it correctly. / me types more distracting nonsense. What is / me supposed to do on Twitch? A lambda? Lambda is just like a what other, like a tear off function, anonymous function. The syntax for it is kind of gross in C++, but here's what it is. This is a function. Here's your function body. Right. And then this is your capture. This is how you capture, like, I could pass this into it, and then I would have access to this class's variables. That's a lambda. So what I wanted to use that for is this logic here that I've been copying and pasting for both players and entities. / me is an old IRC command. Oh man. I think you outrank me in seniority then. Kevin Van Gelder types more. I see. It's like an emote. Yeah. Maybe I'll write out this lambda. This is what would I even call this? What would I even call this? We'd want to return a bool here. Quickly type that out. And the parameters would take in. I suppose I would. It would be nested. I'd have to do a nested lambda. 38 and 33. I'm 29, so yeah, you guys got me beat by a few years. Would I want to do a nested one? I think I would want to do a nested lambda here. I was going to guess 28. You're very close, very close. Spend more time picking names for variables and functions than I do writing code. Don't we all? Don't we all? Speaking of, I actually have to get going because I have to do actual work now. I have to do actual work now, which sucks. I am off tomorrow and the next day, so hopefully should be streaming a lot then. Yeah, I'm just going to leave this here as a burning reminder of what I'm doing. And I'm going to have to get going. Let's see if we can find someone to raid. Same category. Okay, practical is streaming. So I'm going to send you guys over there. Put a comment on it? Hell no. Pixel Shake, thank you for the follow, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, I had fun hanging out with you guys today. Thanks everyone for stopping by. I probably think the next time I'll stream is tomorrow. I think tonight I'll be spending time with a girlfriend. So, yeah, thanks for stopping by. I hope to see you all again next time. Tell Practical I said hello.
I don't know. Apparently, freeze drying technology is expensive.